Do you want to just go live or what?
Yeah,
Hey,
we're just going live. We're live there.
See my shirt?
Lone Simple. I like that.
That's the shirt that I got you, but I can't give it to you.
Well, we're supposed to get together.
It's like in quarantine. You're in quarantine.
Why am I? I'm not. Quarantine's over. We're good again. All is safe, buddy. We can start live.
There's only 50% open over there in Vegas right now. Vegas.
That's not too bad. We've only got a few states 100% open.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're doing right now, we are live, Chris.
Oh,
okay. We're waiting for Mr. John Areen. He had a little technical difficulty on his computer. We were talking earlier. Something crashed. I don't know. I don't know if the government's listening and pulled him out completely. But if we get him in the next few minutes, we'll add him on. If not, we'll kind of talk about our little home selling 101 coming up. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll talk to Chris about interest rates and just kind of see what's going on in that world.
Yeah, that's actually some great news from the meetings with the feds.
So should we just talk about that for a second?
Oh yeah, so that's actually great news. So I advise everybody to go out there and reach out to their lenders, because at least 34, we were counting 34 companies lowered their rates a little bit because of that news. So really? I mean, not too low,
Chris, but let's back up a little bit. What news specifically are you talking about?
Okay, so there was a meeting with the feds as far as were they going to raise the interest rate, or were they going to keep it the same? Were they going to keep buying mortgage-backed securities, or they're going to hold off on throwing more money into it? Right. So basically, they're not going to hire the interest rates. Again, you know how we talked about the different people that head the Federal Reserves, and you can tell whether if they're really tall, the rates are going to go high. If they're really short, the rates are going to go low.
I do remember you saying that. I thought that was
so the person that's in the Federal Reserve right now is short. So we're still holding off on the small interest rates right now. So it's just some companies are trying to squeeze as much as they possibly can to make money, but it's the rates are not having.
Well, we're thinking. So Chris, we think we're going to stay in the low threes. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're thinking right now.
So realistically, we're probably not going back to the twos anytime soon. Is that probably a fair statement?
Yeah.
We're too busy. There's too much demand and activity going on.
And I think so. And I mean, it really is. I mean, I think that, like right now, there's so many different programs out there that a lot of people don't realize that are out there, like no income, no assets for investors. I mean, there is programs out there right now. Like, I saw on Facebook the other day, and everybody's like, what do you want from a self-employed borrower? Do you still need those 2-year tax return from a self-employed borrower? No, you gather all the information. You just say, I don't need 2 years of tax returns. Yeah, it'd be great to have 2 years of tax returns and whatever. It's whatever the underwriting decision on all the information that you've gathered tells you to get. That's it. Tells you to get. Anything else might be an overlay. So it's interesting how everybody's a mortgage consultant.
Well, they really did make everything more strict, then, did they?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's more strict right now. I think we've eased up a lot on it. So, and especially with this one-on-one, this selling one-on-one is going to be such a great class, Alex. I mean, with all the people that you've organized together and really talking about
just, what's kind of funny is just trying to get people to go.
It's so good. I mean, nation.
So what are you going to be talking about then on this selling 101, Chris? Did I lose anybody? Yeah, what are you going to be talking about?
What I'm going to talk about is you don't have to put that 20% down. You put the minimum payment down. And what loan officers and mortgage consultants should be looking at your whole financial picture. And also, one thing, the pre-approval versus a total commitment, and how important it is right now in the selling market to have that full commitment. over here at Loan Simple, we have, I like that, huh? Over here at Loan Simple,
I just
kinda
see the
pushing it.
PLE at the end.
Yeah.
So it could be, Lone
Yeah.
Pimple, Lone whatever.
So
It's simple, people. Keep your
it's
mind out of the
simple. It
gutter. It's
really
so
is.
simple.
But we want to make sure we're 24 hours. So that means that if I gather documents from a client, I'm going to send it into underwriting. I'm going to have a full commitment before we even make that offer on that property.
See, that's what we're going to be talking about. So as much stuff as we can get done ahead of time, it makes it quicker. So if we get everything done ahead of time, Chris, like before we even look for a house, how quick can you close on a loan?
We can close in 15, 20, 30 days. Easy.
So that would be, honestly, if we get everything done, you can close in 20 days. That's as good as cash.
That's good as cash.
Good as a cash offer.
It's as good as cash.
And what sucks is we got to compete against cash offers right now. So we have to be able to close quickly like that. So
absolutely.
I think that is a good thing.
Absolutely. I think, oh man, but we got a camera, somebody that runs a camera, as a matter of fact. That's cool. I'm looking forward to listening to all the things that he does.
Oh yeah, so we got a photographer showing up, which maybe that'd be a good question for him, because I know he's going to talk about staging tips and things like that. But maybe we'll ask him to talk about the nerdy stuff. What kind of lenses does he use? What kind of camera does he recommend? Should we do that? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I want to know. I want to know. I mean, especially if you're filming outside. If you're filming outside, you want to have that pushback or however it might be. I mean, the blurry background when you're interviewing somebody or you're talking to a business or you're going live on Facebook or YouTube. What type of camera you actually need for beginners, opposed to going out and spending $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a camera.
Or even like these YouTubers, we see those guys. It looks like they've just got the handheld, but they're doing a very good job with it.
Right, exactly. So
it's not the big crazy equipment, but they're using good equipment.
They're using good equipment.
Absolutely.
And the sound. I mean, that's so important, is the sound, right?
It is. So we'll have Pete Stagel from Servant 360. He'll be our photographer that will be talking. And I think John's probably not going to make it, but John Areen is our home inspector. And he's been doing that, oh my gosh, 8, 9 years, I think now, 7 years.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about him, he is just like the most honest person you'll meet. He calls it like he sees it. No, it's bad. I'm not. Sometimes it's kind of irritating because we're like, that's not that bad. Let's leave it alone. And he's like, no, I call it out the way it is. And that's been one of the things that I like about him. He's very thorough and he's honest about everything, which should be.
Yeah.
Honest.
Especially in that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, because you want to know what you're walking into, right?
Exactly. No opinions on it. It just, this seal is broken. I'm not saying that's good or bad.
Yeah, I'm not telling you that big old hole right there in the side of your house that goes to the outside is bad, but it's right there, and it's
absolutely. And like some of the stuff he's going to talk about the most common things people see, like on their house. Like for example, you ever see that frost between your windows? Like if you get
like a broken seal, right? Like the broken seal, right?
Yes. That is actually fairly that's probably one of the top 3 most common things he sees. And it's actually easily fixable. Most glazers can come, take the paint out and reset it where you don't have that anymore.
Really?
It's a fixable thing.
Huh.
Yeah. But that one we see get written up quite a bit. And that's stuff we could do. So what we want to focus on, again, so like you talk to Chris, we get the money stuff taken care of. We talk to John, we make sure the house is in great shape before we even put it on the market. That way we don't have to deal with it. Especially if we're working with Chris, we're closing in 15 days. Dude, we ain't going to have time to be doing repairs.
Exactly. What are we waiting on, right?
All your socks. I mean,
what are we waiting on? Everybody was complaining about how long appraisals are taking. Well, you know what? Quite honestly, yeah, they are taking a little bit longer, and yeah, everybody is pummeled, but order them right away.
No, I agree.
Wow. You know,
I hate that. I will see that on contracts, don't we? That they'll wait till after inspections.
after inspections, I'm like, gosh, you know,
get appraisals done.
And it's about setting the right expectations up front and just letting them know, hey, you know what, we're moving forward and we're going to be moving forward fast, you know, in order to get this done.
Agreed.
Yeah,
so those will be our panelists, and then also we'll have Martha, who Martha's going to talk about how to interview and get the right agent. Of course, we'd love for you to use us, you know, obviously, but I also want you to be able to know what questions to ask. So like a tip on that, Chris, would be to stalk the person before you even interview them. You know what I mean? Google them.
Google them, right?
If you put a real estate agent's name in the search bar and nothing comes up, they're doing. They're not marketing.
You know, honestly, Alex, that's such a great point. That's such a great point. You know, are they present? Do they know what they're doing? You know, I mean, you know, how can you trust them? You know, I mean, of course, I saw you with the hot cocoa, and that's such a great picture. But you know, what are their reviews like?
Well, I can't copy you and do the pointing thing. You know, you trademark.
Oh my God, I trademarked that. But you know, and not only that for the Selling 101, but for you lenders out there that are interviewing these agents. Oh, look, we got
John. Hey, everybody, there's John Noreen, like we were talking about. You got to get connected there, buddy?
No. I think it's the computer.
That's not too
it's only
bad.
8 years old.
What, the computer?
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, if it's a Mac, that's fine. You know, those things last forever. Hey, so how long? I didn't remember. How long have you been doing home inspections, John?
8 years.
Holy cow! I think you're probably one of the ones that's been in it the longest now. It's funny, in the last 3 years, we've seen everybody and their mother finally, you know, they jumped in and called themselves home inspectors. You've got experience at it. One thing I wanted to ask you is that legislation, did that bill passed, right? On the, what is it?
It passed. It's in effect. Home inspectors have until the 15th of July to get all their requirements in and receive their license or do something else.
Yeah, so for those of you that didn't know, there was no license requirements to be a home inspector. So any Joe Schmo without any training could say they're a home inspector and then just go out there and look at the house and give the reports. John was always good because you were part of organizations and had training. Were you Internachi, or who were you with?
Internachi, yes.
So he was
I was certified through Internachi at the beginning.
So are you gonna have any trouble getting your license?
No, I'm waiting to actually receive my license right now. The day that they sent out the applications, I sent my application in with all my requirements. But my insurance had to be raised, and my insurance didn't renew until yesterday. So I should get my license by the end of the month, hopefully.
Perfect. Good. I think that was a good thing. I think that industry should be licensed. Absolutely.
I absolutely agree.
All right, Chris, you want to take that question?
Yeah. What is one of the most important, most common items that you see? I don't know it's important, but common items you see when you're doing an inspection, John?
That would be deferred maintenance of the roof, of roofs. It just seems like everybody forgets that, you know, that's probably the most important part of your home because it protects everything else. And forget that it does need to be maintained. Plumbing vents, through roof penetrations. And it all depends on what kind of roof it is, or what kind of maintenance it needs. But pretty much every single roof surface needs some kind of annual or biannual maintenance that is usually just forgotten.
Yeah, I know I've been in my house 10 years, and I know there's been zero maintenance on the roof. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have to call somebody. You do? Yeah, I'm not going up there. My roof is steep. I ain't even going to mess with it. Hey, so John, you were going to be with us March 27th for the first time home selling 101. Do you remember? Put that on your calendar, right?
Yeah, it's on my calendar.
I know you look kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, I forgot to know about that.
Forgot to send that out.
And so John's going to talk about, we've got pictures. It's just kind of fun to show the issues that he comes across. And a lot of that stuff, like you're saying, could be fixed ahead of time. It's minor stuff. Would you agree? Most of the items the homeowner could probably do themselves. It's not crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all of home maintenance can be done by a homeowner. They own the home; they can do the maintenance. Of course, if you don't have the knowledge of working with electricity or plumbing, some of those might best be handled by a professional. Because if something goes wrong, we're talking fire or flood. So it depends on your comfort level and your handiness.
That makes sense. Hey, real quick, tell everybody what a pre-inspection is.
A pre-listing inspection is the exact same thing as a regular full home inspection, but it's just done before a buyer's found to allow the homeowner to make certain repairs before the buyer's found, or actually give them a heads up if there's something major that needs to be looked at before a buyer's found that could gum up the whole works when it comes to selling on a property. So it's always a good idea to take a look at your home before, get the issues out of the way, and then smooth sailing.
And honestly, even somebody not selling their house, it's probably not a horrible idea. There's a little bit of maintenance, just knowing what's going on could save you a lot of money later. It's probably not a bad idea. All right. So you want to jump into your favorite? I don't know. Do you guys go out to eat much, John? I know you like to cook a lot.
And he froze.
Let's see if we can get.
Oh, there he is. He came back.
Do
right.
Do what?
All right. I know you got. Well, we've got Chris's favorite question here.
What's your favorite restaurant, John? So many out there. What is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite. Here in Rio Rancho, that's where I live.
Yeah.
I would have to wherever. I'd be back in Vegas then. No, in Rio Rancho here, there's a really good Indian restaurant. Like one of the best Indian restaurants I've ever eaten at is here in Rio Rancho. It's I think it's called Nepal.
Oh.
Oh, it's right there on.
You write that down, Alex?
I am. I'm not familiar with Indian food, but I'm curious.
Interesting.
Do you know where Hot Tamales is?
Yes.
It's right behind Hot Tamales.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
in that little shopping center.
No. It's called Namaste. That's what it's called. It's called Namaste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's Nepalese. It's more Nepalese style Indian food. It's really good. I've been to a lot of Indian restaurants back where I'm from in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada, and this one here in Rio Rancho is a gem. I mean, it's like everything I've eaten there has been delicious. If you like Indian food.
Do your kids will they eat the Indian food? Do they try different foods?
Yeah, I force them to. Yeah, it's they actually like it though. They get excited when we go to that restaurant or bring home food from that restaurant. There's some dishes that you wouldn't normally see a kid be excited to eat, like There's a dish called sag paneer, which is kind of like a creamed spinach with cheese in it.
Oh,
And
nice.
my kids eat it up. I mean, they're like, oh, I want more spinach. How many times do you hear a kid say that?
Right?
Never.
I want more pizza.
No, perfect.
Or taco.
I know, tacos or what? Man,
Tacos and chicken nuggets. That's kind of
Yeah.
what we live on, I think.
yeah, tacos.
But namaste. We will
Hot
try that.
Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheetos. There's a bad joke that goes along with Cheetos. I won't share it now. Maybe later. Hey, thank you, John. I know you had a little difficulty jumping on, but I appreciate you joining us. Where can people find you if they need a home inspection, buddy?
It's the best to schedule through my email, teamnoreen@outlook.com. I really don't have any web presence. I think I've got a file on Alignable for Rio Rancho. But yeah, I used to do all the advertisement stuff and never brought me any business. So why do it?
And I know you're at the point now you've got a lot of regular clients because you've done such a good job for the last 8 years. It gets easier when somebody does a good job with what they do.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you and everything you do for us, John.
Yeah.
And we will conclude. Don't forget to join us March 27th, 10 a.m. We got
10
Chris.
a.m.
We'll have John. We'll have Pete.
It's on,
we'll have
it's on the calendar.
Yeah, it's calendar.
Excellent. All right. For Chris, I'm Alex Vihos, and we'll see you later.